Welcome everyone. Right. Welcome guys. Hope everyone's having a good day. I'll answer your question in a second, bro. Just give me a sec. I just need to do something real quick. Is the music too loud? Is it better now? I'm not even sure, to be honest, but it is what it is like. Right. Get there in a couple of minutes, guys. Definitely a much more exciting week than last week. You know, there's more news. It's NFP. You know the way that shit moves. Can you go over your NZD and your USD? Will do. Let me turn off Photoshop. That thing is just taking up too much space. Right. I really like listening to just like relaxing music in the background when trading, because it really like does relax you and gets you like focused and shit like that. So it's really good. If you guys don't know, it's this right here. If you want to watch it, it's always like live. There's always so much people watching it at one time, so it's kind of cool. Can I have your brain, please? Oh, bro, trust me. If you take my brain, you won't even be able to sleep at night. it's a nightmare. Make sure to send out the link to your friends, guys, and everyone, you know, your groups, whatever it is. It's a free call, you feel me? 2 more minutes, guys, and we'll get right into it. All right. Let's see. Can you have a look at your Japan UC CAD? Yeah, we'll do. Do you trade NAS? No, I don't. No, I don't trade indices, to be honest. The only indice that I actually trade is US 30, and I kind of barely trade that, to be honest. I just focus on Forex, focus on metals, mostly silver and gold. To be honest, I don't even trade silver anymore. Like, the spreads on that are freaking crazy these past, you know, months. So kind of focus on gold only, and even then gold's kind of gone crazy. But since I've actually switched to Vantage FX, they have raw spreads. I mean, I was with BD Swiss before, and I didn't even think that you could get raw spreads but with an Islamic account, and you actually could do that with with Vantage FX, so I've switched over to them and it's really, really good. The best thing is being able to, like, raw spreads, you need raw spreads if you're scalping, you know, you really do, because instantly you're either in profit or loss. That's the good thing about it. So I'm going to clear my charts really quickly. Yep. Start fresh this week once again. Right, so we're going to take a look at probably most pairs. There's going to be a lot of nice setups. Big moves this week, guys. I'm telling you, big moves, so get ready. And right off, I'm going to say what you're going to want to be looking for is buys on AUD and euros. They're going to be very bullish, very strong, right? They're going to gain a lot of strength, so definitely be looking for buys on them. That's for a thumbnail, lol. And also, guys, you want to be looking to buy, for example, JPY pairs, your JPY, very, like, try find buy setups on your JPY. Why? Because the JPY has entered a recession and the euro is getting really strong, which means if the euro is getting strong and the JPY is getting weaker because it's entered a recession, that means your JPY should just go vroom. So that's easy money right there, right? Just find a setup and get in, risk manage, do your thing. But, like, I mean, sure, we called this out last week, right? I did call this out last week. On the call last week, right? And I said get in off the retracement. See this wick? This is where you could have gone in right there on the open of that candle, and you're flying right now. I mean, I said the take profit was here, it would have been hit, but realistically, don't think that your JPY is going to be going down anytime soon, right? Yeah, it's hitting recession. This thing should probably fly. Like, it'll definitely break that, I think. Maybe it might, like, retrace a tiny bit and fill in this imbalance that we have right here, right? So it could retrace here. As I say, always at the start of the week, we kind of get that, like, pull back. You know, it's like the pull back from the slingshot, and then boom, you let go of that missile and phew, flies. So that's what I kind of feel. But anyways, let's just get started. Gonna take a look at the DXY. So I appreciate everyone for hopping on the call today. As usual on Sundays, you know, we like to go over the market and see what we have for the week. So as we always do, we're gonna start off with the DXY. The dollar index. So we since we've looked at it last week, we were in this box, right? We've kind of been saying this wedge, and I called out, guys, you can go ahead and watch the call from last week, and I said that I wanted price to kind of retrace back for the first day on a Monday, you know, as I said, that kind of pull back at the start of the week, then to launch it and go ahead, right? And it did exactly just that. So it went up, it filled in our imbalance that we had here. Right, so we had an imbalance right here, and we usually look for 50% fill of the imbalance, and then I wanted the DXY to drop from here on out. Initially, what I was looking for, like last month, was from here, then a push up here, one last push up, take up that liquidity from here, and then drop. But as I said, we had two possibilities: either a break to the upside and then down, or just a break to the downside straight away, and it did just that. And from here on out, realistically, we just want to be looking for shorts on the DXY. Now, what the DXY could do this week, I doubt that we're going to get a pullback back to that trend line and down. I do feel like probably get a smaller pullback, not all the way back here, maybe even just pull back up here, somewhere in here, right, in this area, and then for price to keep pushing down. But honestly, I feel price is just going to zoom down from here on, right? It's just going to drop down because we have imbalances that we would like filled in right here, right, and there, and then right here, right, we have our institutional candle. So this is where we could be looking for reactions. But I wouldn't even be surprised if the DXY ends up just smashing all the way down here, taking this low, right? And I want to take a look at the monthly, the weekly. I want you guys to take a look at this, right? This kind of scraggly price action, as I always say, you know, so it's creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, you know, very tight price action, but it still kind of does that slowly. And then right here we had this crazy manipulation, right, and it's very big candles, and then price just wanted to generate more liquidity. Why? It was trading in a box because when price action, right, when there's tight price action like this, is generating liquidity on the top and on the bottom. Why? Because it's generating stop losses from sellers and stop losses from buyers. Why did this happen here after this big movement? Because we took out liquidity, right? We had no more liquidity, so we wanted to generate more because this is weekly time frame. Like, it took out a lot of liquidity from here, there, and then liquidity down here, this low, all the way down here. So as you can see, any past liquidity in the past few years has been cleared. That's why we have been ranging here for the past, you know, nearly month or two, and we've just been generating more liquidity, and now it's time to start taking that liquidity. So what I do see is price, I do think that it's going to come down more, somewhere maybe even to the 50% of this institutional candle right here, and I think that is where our right near our daily institutional candle. So I do feel like if we get a push down here, you know, boom, and now we can start looking for buys from here on out, just like that. Why? Because if you take a look at the 3 market phases, I don't want to go over it here, but you know, price likes to go down, take liquidity from the bottom, then price likes to make its way up, take liquidity from the top, right? Money sitting up here, money sitting down here. That's what I'm looking for DXY. But to take a look at this week, what I am looking for is still bearish, right? This was a bit more of a long-term forecast right here, but bearish, right? Might do a little pullback, might just keep pushing down, but bearish for this week, which in turn means that we are obviously bullish, right? We're bullish on GU and Euro USD. So if we take a look at the daily right here, it's kind of broken out from if we kind of had like this kind of trend line, something like this. Oops. What am I doing? Right, so we had this kind of trend line, price went down below, broke out. It took the liquidity from all the trend line buyers here. Why? How did it take liquidity? Maybe it's not equal lows, but it's a trend line, it's a pattern. And you always have to think, right, when you're trading smart money concepts, you always have to think. You have to think from both ways. What are the banks thinking? What would the banks like to do, right? And play the probabilities in your head. And you have to also think, what are the retailers going to do? What most likely are they going to trade in this scenario? And that's why I always like to mark up, you know, patterns, try and figure out ABCD patterns, blah blah, head and shoulders, and see where they're all playing out, because sometimes they work out, but a lot of times they don't. And that's when, boom, that's when smart money is in play, right? And it's very, very clear. Once you get used to seeing smart money in the market, it's hard. It's very, very hard to actually unsee it. Like, boom, straight away you just notice an institutional candle, you know, big wick, last up candle before the big down move. You know, you mark out the open of the candle, boom, it's a snipe, right? Price comes up to that and it drops, right? That gave you an easy 140 pips, and you would have aimed for this last down candle before the up move. Why would you have aimed here? Because as you can see, price broke out, made a low, went back up, you know, pulled back, and then we were looking for a new lower low to be created, but it didn't do that, right? It didn't do that. After this bullish candle was created, we weren't looking for sells anymore. We started looking for buys, right? So as I said, that's what I'll be looking for from next week on, buys on GU. Now currently I don't have any entries from here. I don't have any entries. If price does end up actually coming back down for us, this could be a nice entry right here. I mean, I bet you now some people are probably going to sell this, and I mean, it could work out pretty fine. Like, I mean, it's kind of reacting right now. They could sell it right now from this candle down to here, you know, for a nice 100 pips. Could work out. I'm not personally, I don't trade Sundays, but if you do, you can go ahead and drop that. I don't mind. But what I'll be looking for is this buy right here. So what did we have? We had this kind of tight price action, right? Forgot that. Let me bring up the chat as well. I need to watch the chat on the channel. Could you go over what comes with the premium group? Yeah, I will go over that in a second, bro. I'm just gonna finish this analysis. And also, guys, if you don't mind, please drop a like on the stream. Really appreciate it, and it'll allow me to continue doing more of these calls. Right, so as I said, could be a possible sell, right? The last up candle before the down move, it ended up taking out liquidity right here, right? So this high right here, big wick, right? So you could be sure that liquidity was taken from this area, and then big down move. So what do we wait for? We wait for the mitigation and the imbalances to be filled in. To just that, boom, then we wait for the drop. And now, as I said, I'm taking a look at a buy setup from this candle. Why? Because went down a lot of kind of wicks here, indecisive price action, boom, drop, takes out these lows, and then pushes up. Another confirmation for me is clearly bullish, right? Bullish. Boom, just like so. So this actually could be another trendline touch, you never know. But if it is what it is. Boom, that's where I look to buy. Boom. And I'd be aiming for a new high to be created right here. Take out the liquidity on here, because you can be sure that a lot of people sold from here. You know, they probably sold from here, this area, because this area is kind of strong resistance right here. So boom, as you can see here, there, a lot of price action there, right? So they could be sold from here. Why would they put their stop loss? They put their stop loss above the high, right? So here would be liquidity sitting up here, and that's where we target, right? We target liquidity, we target stop losses, because we know the banks are targeting them. So that's where I'd be targeting. And I want you guys to notice that I'm here giving you entries, like proper entries on the channel, right? I like all the other channels, all the other forecasts, they don't give you the exact entries, right? They only tell you the direction or where they think that the next wave is going to be, etc., etc. But no one else gives you entries. And here we give you the entries all on the line, because most of the time we are confident of our analysis, and if it ends up being wrong, it is what it is. It's wrong, right? But that's just how Forex is. You can't really try and pre-act. You just react to whatever the market does. You know, if you lose, you lose. If you make money, you make money. It's not the end of the world, because you should be trading with lot sizes that won't affect you no matter what. If you lose that trade, you shouldn't even be like, to check if your lot size is big emotionally. If you keep looking at your phone, then you know that your lot size is big, because if you don't look at your phone, you're able to leave it run for a long time, then you know that you're not really, you know, you're not over leveraging or you're not over trading. But if you've 10 trades, and I mean, a lot of people, they don't understand the concept that, right, you say you're risking 2%, perfect. But if you have 10 trades open, which are 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%, and all these trades go to loss, right? Or maybe people might do, they might all sell like GBP CAD, GBP USD, GBP AUD, GBP JPY, GBP NZD. They're all GPs, and they end up going to loss, and you have 2% on each of them trades. You're not really risking 2%. You're risking way more. You're risking like 10, 15, 20%. So you have to be, you know, when we talk about risking percentages, you have to be mindful that risking percentage overall, not just on that one trade, right? If you want to be taking more trades, then you split that. You split it to 0.5% or 1%, right? So yeah, that's my analysis on GU. So as I said, guys, I am looking for now GU, GA. They usually correlated, but as you can see here, it's not. The AUD is taking over, right? The AUD is clearly taking over here. Very, very bearish. And I mean, guys, we called this drop out last month, right? I called this drop out last month. We had this. I'm gonna even go over it again for any new people here. We had this very, very strong bullish price action, right? And I said once we get that break, it's over. It's game over. We want to be looking for sells from there on. And it did just that. Price broke out. You know, it went up, retested. We had an institutional candle. You could have gone and sell. We're able to catch many, many sells, right? So like we had a support right here, right? If I draw that out, boom. We had a support that got broken. Once support gets broken, drops down, becomes newly found resistance. Boom. Touch, snipe, then drop. Takes out that new low. Retest back. It fills in imbalance, 50% of the imbalance. Right, this is so easy to see, and this is how I back this as well. Just talk it out in my head, right, and see what price action does, because remember, price action is repetitive all the time. Whatever happens, this area is probably going to happen again in the future. This trading range is going to happen again in the future. So it's all kind of about like a boom, 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 photographic memory. You know, being able to remember these patterns that are happening in the market, because you never know. Like this right here, we could say, oh, this is a recession market, and then once the whatever happens next, boom. You know what that happens. And then if we have another recession down 10 years time, you probably could guess what it's going to look like again, right? So that's why you kind of always memorize and see what the market's doing. So right here, once again, boom, broke through here. And what do we say? We look for 50% of the imbalance to be filled in, and probably did just that. I mean, boom. Right, could you get more accurate than that? Boom, 50% of the imbalance, it drops, right? Absolute snipe. And you can just keep shooting down from there. Now, personally, still looking for sells. I think the AUD is going to be pushing up, right? So what I'd be looking for is a very, very beautiful institutional candle right here, right? So very, very nice setup that I have. So we have this kind of box lately. If we take a look right here, we've had this box. Liquidity on the top. Liquidity on the bottom. Gets taken out, right? Gets taken out. Boom, smack. Contraction, expansion. After the expansion, what do we get? We get one more touch test of the area of value. In this case, I want it actually to be the institutional candle, not the area of value. The area of value is basically 50% of this range. Right, not going to really go over that much. But boom, we look for the institutional candle. The institutional candle, last up candle before the down move. The institutional candle also happens to be the FU candle. A lot of people get this shit mixed up. FU candle and institutional candle are different. The FU candle is the candle that actually ends up taking the liquidity. The institutional candle is the last up or down candle, right? Or institutional candle. Where do we look to enter? The open or the 50%? In this case, I'm looking for the open. Where do we place our stop loss? Above the close. 25 pips. Where do we aim for? Liquidity down here. Why? We hit double bottom. Just like so. Boom. That's my analysis on GA. Nice and simple. Let's see how it plays out. Now, Fib 2. We jag it from the top, right? I always say from high to low, low to high. Boom. High to low. Can you get more perfect than this? Boom. Lines up with what? The 71, right? The 71 level. This is the OTE, the optimal entry. So this is why do we use the Fib 2? It's nothing magical about it. It's just the tool that we look for when we think that where areas could be cheap, right? At discounted prices when we're looking for buys, and at a premium price when we're looking for sells. So this is a premium price. Anything above the equilibrium rate, which is 50%, boom. This is where you want to be looking for to sell. Not down here, not here, which is the fair value. You want to be looking for up above the 71, right? These are optimal areas to sell from. That's my analysis on GA. Not really interested in GBCAD. What I think, I'm not really gonna go deep analysis into every single pair, to be honest. I'll just really quickly tell you where I think it's gonna go. But I'll send out the analysis in the premium chat as we go along, right? And I'll send it to the discussion group as we go along, you know, as I see them in the coming week. But this could be something on GBCAD. You know, GJ, same thing, right? We'd be looking for buys on GJ. So what I do think is on the 2-hour time frame, right? As I said, we're looking for buys on GJ. Why? Because GJ, the JPY is in a recession, right? It's finally gone into its recession. So what do we look for? We look for a push down, institutional candle, push up after that, boom, from low to high. Once again, boom, lines up, open the candle 71%, 71 fib level, right? Can you get more accurate than that? I don't think you can. So very, very, very nice trade right here. Right. GBP NZD drop because I do believe that's correlated with AD thing. Whoops. Because I believe it's correlated with AUD. 1 second, guys. Give me a second. Right, I'm back. Right, so as I said, I believe it's correlated with AD, so GA, GN, they move the same, you know, like you can see from the price action. So yeah, we'd be looking for sells off this. I mean, GN could be ready for a sell right now. You never know. I might get into a sell on this. Have a stop loss like right here. Look for here. I think I'll drop like a very, very small lot on this. So yeah, this could be potential. I mean, I don't really advise getting into it. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this plays out. But at the same time, it's a Sunday, you know, so it might not play out. We'll see. No comments on GB, said Jeff. Euro's going to get strong, so I do feel like Euro GBP is going to keep pushing up. No entries though. No entries. I don't see any entries. unless we do. I do see an entry on the daily. Very nice actually. So last up candle before the down move. Boom. EU, same thing as GU. But I don't see any entries, but I do still believe that EU is going to fly, guys. Right, it's going to take that high and it's going to come up all the way here, and then I think we start looking for sells then, because overall trend is down, right? So this could be just like the fake breakout to the top. We're just gonna have to see. As you know, fundamentals always change, right? It's not for like, never stays the same all the time. EuroCAD, can look for buys. I mean, it broke, right? I was waiting for it to break this high. Once it broke this high, it gave me confirmation that we're looking for buys. I mean, I would have preferred if it closed a body candle up above, but it didn't. But it's calm. Not on EuroCAD. I mean, did I see anything on the daily? Yeah, so potentially. Same as USD. Yeah, so your JPY, we went over that already, didn't we? Euro NZD, it just reacted off an institutional candle right here. Kind of missed it, but yeah, Euro NZD could be a sticky one. I'm not really even going to comment on it because NZD is going to be weak, but the euro is going to be strong. And that can. I'm not really interested in Euro NZD this week, so I'm going to leave that analysis out. Euro odd, same thing. We look for sells. I don't see any sells though. I mean, I do see a candle right here. Very nice candle actually. Alright, so you could be looking to sell from here. Now USD CAD, if you wanted me to cover USD CAD. Sells, but I don't see any entries here. Okay, I think it's going to keep selling off. It could. I mean, this was very nice institutional play. It looks very clean, right? Wicks, liquidity, boom. This is a perfect example of an institutional candle. If you don't know what an institutional candle is, this is what you want to be looking out for. Right. If you haven't already, guys, as I said, please drop a like on the stream. Would really be appreciated. And also for the person that asked, could I go over what comes with the premium? So really quickly here, if I go over it, so basically we have 3 packages, and they all include our signals, right? Our signals. We have the Zoom calls every week. Now we only do one free one on YouTube, and then we have 4 other ones on our premium group that we host on Zoom. You get access to our discussion group, over 110 people in that group, right? Every single day, active, trading the smart money concepts, helping each other out. It's great. Then you get access to our special smart money trading course, right? And then there's the 6-month where you get direct access to Master Trader, and then the lifetime membership, which actually includes the one-on-one mentorship. So if you want to hop on that, do, and just message me on Telegram and we can get you started. So USD JPY, same thing, guys. You know, I don't see anything on USD JPY. Like some pairs, there's no entries, so I'm not even gonna bother trying to focus on these when there's plenty of other pairs that I found entries on. So I'm not even gonna force. I'm not even gonna analyze this. Setups will come during the week, but not right now. 1 second, guys. I have a mini fridge right next to my mini fridge underneath my table. Now my drinks pipe unplugged it, and they're all cold and they're all really warm now, so I need to like plug it back in. Okay, cool. I think it's plugged back in now. CAD CHF. Could sell off from here. Institutional candle. Buys for NU, as I said. ADJPY definitely buys. you know, if you take a look at the I mean, it's dirty price action here. It's hard to find entries, but they'll come during the week, right? We are going to get pretty some strong price action. Buys, there's no entries though. I've already been through these pairs. Buys USDMXN. So we were playing with this pair actually. We slapped it around a couple of times. Nice sell here on the 2 that you could have called last week. Opener 50%. Boom. Right, on the 1 hour, could be looking for sells from this candle right here. That's a potential setup right here. Could be ready for sell now, to be honest, but I'm not gonna call that out. You know, take it at your own risk. Gold, guys, bullish, right? Yeah, I'm looking for buys on gold. So what I could do is come back down to this area, and we'd look for longs from here. Why? Institutional candle, imbalance. Boom, just like so. So that's pretty much it for my analysis for this week. I'm really excited. I mean, we have a lot of news this week, right? We've NFP this week as well, right? Non-farm payroll. We have what else? We have non-manufacturing PMI for the USD, monetary policy statement for the euro, should be good, and a cash rate for the AUD. So I look forward to that. Do you guys have any questions before I end this stream? Hope you guys find it valuable. If you're new, make sure to please drop a sub and a like on the stream. So I'm guessing that's pretty much it. Right, so that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you found this useful. If you want to go back over the recording, you'll find it hopefully on the channel once I re-upload it. I appreciate everyone for hopping on, and as I said, if you guys are interested in hopping on our premium group, it's going to be lit this week. Make sure to message me on Telegram or get onto the site, and boom, book your place. The team's absolutely exploding these days, right? We're very close to 100 members, so get on to me, and I hope everyone has a great, successful week.